Welcome to the Jeff Canada Show. But if you're going to get your feelings hurt, you might need to turn this shit off.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Jeff Canada Show. This is going to be a solo show. This is going to be just me and you and the camera. And I want to talk about a few things and just have a good time just here by myself in the studio. No guest, just me. I wanted to talk about a few things that are going on in my life. And, I'm sure most of y'all have read the Facebook post. And, I have been a full-time musician for 18 years. 18 years where this is the only job I've had. I did take 6 months off in 2018. And, of course, we all took the 2020 off or whatever, however long that happened. But this is it. I've been out selling myself for 18 years. And I've made a comfortable living every year for 18 years. And I could still continue to make a comfortable living if I wanted to continue playing 3-hour shows, playing other people's music. The thing is, I transitioned into being a full-time or a original artist, and that's what I want to focus on. And so I think in order to do that, I have to get a job, and I have to stop focusing on being a full-time musician. And so it's going to be a big change. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I've got a few offers. I got a few ideas of businesses to start. I'm kind of just figuring things out. But what I do know is I know that what I have been doing is not sustainable. Spending 6 hours a day or so creating content or for social media and trying to grow my brand that way. And, doing this podcast is, this is about 6 hours a week that that is taken off my plate so I can do this podcast and then editing. And, if I had a sponsor for this podcast, it would make it 1,000,000 times better. There's equipment I still need. And, I just got to find a way. Here's the problem. The problem is that 85 to 90% of the time that I'm on stage with the guitar around my neck is not adding any value to my brand. It's only paying my bills. And so then the other 10 to 15% that's left over, I like to peel off and create more art. And that's just not enough money to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a job that hopefully covers my nut. I'm not looking for a lot, $1,000 a week, something like that. And then play shows. And then that way, 100% of the time I have a guitar on my neck, it's going to help the brand. Like that's my goal. That's what I want to do. I sat down, I wrote out the 5 things that I want the most. And being a full-time musician was not that. Playing shows for people who give a shit is on that list. It's second on that list. But I've realized that the two are counterintuitive, because if you're worrying about paying your bills, you're going to let certain opportunities pass you by because it's not enough money. And I can't do that. If you really want to grow your brand, you can't be doing that. Also, how many notes do you have to sing in a life, and how many of those have been wasted at a venue where you're fighting against a punching bag machine or Golden Tee machine or a fucking sports game on TV or whatever it might be. Like, if I just hate to think that I've wasted a lot of my notes on people, and that doesn't matter. And I'm not saying it doesn't matter. I'm not saying those venues don't matter. I'm just saying it doesn't add any value to your brand. Meaning, if I go play a show at Bob's Bar and Grill, whatever, and there's 60, 70, 80 people there, and I'm playing, but nobody's paying attention to me, am I making fans? And then I've gotten the people, well, you just got to be better at getting people's attention. Man, let me tell you something. I'm a fucking black belt at getting people's attention. Anybody who's ever seen me play a show live knows that. Like, I will do whatever I have to do to get someone's attention, and it's getting harder and harder for me. So I want to eliminate those shows, and I want to play shows that matter for the brand. I'm not, that's what I want, and that's what I'm going to do. And so I'm looking for a job that has a flexible schedule. Maybe it's 100% commission job. Maybe it's outside sales. Maybe I start my own marketing agency. I know a couple people have done that or have talked to me about that. They look at everything I've built. I've been selling myself for 18 years, so I can sell anything. You know what I mean? And I'm a pretty smart guy. I think I can figure out most things. So yeah, I'm just switching gears, man, because I'm 45 years old and I don't have anything. I don't have a house. I don't have a savings account. I rent a room for $650 a month. I pay my child support. I pay my car note. I pay my cell phone bill. I own some guitars, but other than that, I don't own anything, man. I don't have any toys. I don't have anything. Everything I have is wrapped up in this business that doesn't make any money. And so, I owe some people money that I need to get paid off that have invested in me. And so I think the best bet is if I can find me a job where I work Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, but has a flexible schedule. And then I can, work. I can play 6 shows a month and take that money and pay people off or make new art. I know we're going to do this crowdfunding thing. I've teamed up with Edgewater Music Group, and they're going to help me with this crowdfunding thing. And we're going to try to get, I think, $35,000 to make this new album. And, $35,000, that's a lot. Well, yeah, I know it's a lot, but it's like, it's not just making the album. You got to make the album, and then you have all the cost associated with artwork, and then the gift, the perks that people bought, plus the marketing of the music. So it's not done in vain, So we're going to kick off this crowdfunding thing. So that's going to be a big deal. So hopefully what'll happen is the next couple months I'll find me a good job, and then I'll start canceling shows, and then I'll start booking other shows, some out of town and some in different markets. And, one thing that I'm going to do is I'm only going to, starting September 1st, I'm only going to play within 50-mile radius of my house once a quarter. And I know a lot of venues are going to get upset about that, but it's just something I have to do. What's better, to play one show where I make $10,000 or to play 10 shows where I make $1,000? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not saying I make $1,000 at every show. I'm just using that math in general. And so I'm just going to be making this move, and I think it's going to be good for me, and I think it's going to be good for my family. And that's the ultimate goal. I want to be on the road, and I want to be playing for people, but I also want to be at home with my family, and I also want to build a house, and I want to have some land, and I want to have some chickens, and I just want to have a life. And I don't want that life to be 100% just me and my guitar, because that's a lonely, lonely life. This has nothing to do with my girl. She's not making me make this decision. This is a 100% Jeff Canada decision. And I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm kind of stoked to see what I can get into. I'm kind of stoked to see if I've been able to make this as successful as I have for the last 18 years. What am I going to be able to do with something that's a little bit more sellable? You know what I mean? Or marketable. So I don't know how that's going to work or what that's going to look like. And it's scary as fuck, but it's also super exciting. And I think that, I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really, really, really cool. I have not decided if I'm going to keep the podcast going or not. I know that this podcast has closed some doors on me because of some stuff I've said on it or some of the reels that I've posted on social media. And I don't know that that's worth it. I know that a lot of y'all love it, and I know that I've been able to help out a lot of other artists, and I get a ton, dude. And I'm not exaggerating this. It's a ton of messages from other artists, thanking me for standing up for myself, or they didn't think about it that way. They didn't think about, and so it kept them out of a trap, or whatever the case may be. But I've also gotten, messages from other artists and promoters and stuff telling me I need to shut the fuck up and that I don't know what I'm talking about. And that's okay, because I'm just talking about the way I see it. And I'm not always right. I'm just some dipshit musician who doesn't have a filter. And I'm going to say things that people are going to disagree with, and I'm going to say things that aren't right. But the difference between me and others is if you catch me on something I'm not right about, I will gladly apologize 100%. But if it's an opinion, who's to say whose opinion is more right than the other? Know what I mean? So it's just something I've been working on. It's something I've been thinking about. And this has been something I've been thinking about for a year now because I'm just tired of the struggle, man. It's like the peaks are super high and the valleys are super low. And it's, 1 month you'll have money coming in and you can kind of do a little extra something. And you're like, man, this is nice. I can take a Friday night off and I can go take my girl out on a date, or I can buy my kid these sneakers that he wants, or whatever the case may be. And then other months you're like, fuck, man, how am I going to pay my car note? How am I going to pay my child support? How am I going to pay whatever? How am I going to pay the studio guys to come in? And it's just a nonstop struggle. And I'm tired and I want out of it. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting music. I'm always going to release music. I'm still going to write music. I'm still going to try to make this happen. I just can't keep giving it 100% of my bandwidth anymore. And I hope you guys understand. I know some of you are like, don't ever stop. We need you out there. But unless you guys are going to pay my bills, sorry. And I hate to say that, but I just got to do what's best for me and my family and my mental health. And, that's the part that people don't, that's the part people don't talk about whenever you want to get into the entertainment industry. And, I heard someone say this on a podcast recently. I can't remember who said it, but they said, you're signing yourself up for mental health issues. It's a very difficult industry, and I'm not complaining. I love it. I've loved everything I've done. It's not a complaint. Don't take it as a complaint. It's just a fact. It's a very difficult industry. What you guys see is us playing a show. What you guys don't see is all of the emails that we sent out to get that one show, and all of the hustling and all the social media content and creating that content and the hours behind a computer and and then that's not counting writing and co-writing and meeting with managers and meeting with industry professionals and radio interviews. And it's just nonstop if you want to do it on a certain level. It's nonstop. And you're alone. It's a lonely place to be because you don't have people that agree with you, or they they don't believe in you. And that's one thing that, I'm gonna be like real here real quick. One thing that I see a lot of artists out there that is they have that person. They have that person that is with them and helps them and does everything they can do to assure that they're successful. And most of the people that I've seen that have success in the industry have that. I've never had that. Yes, Candace supports me, and yes, before that, Brooke supported me. But they're not. It's they're not managing me. You know what I mean? They're not making sure that I'm doing the right things, and they're not. It's just hard to explain, man, because they can't be there. Like, if Candace could be there every day, she would be, but she can't be. She's busy. And so, I've never really had anybody. I've had some people believe in me and give me money, which is cool. It's awesome, and I'm forever grateful. But I've never had anybody like really believe in me enough to be like, I'm going to help Jeff. Not the money thing. I'm just going to really help Jeff. And so, maybe that's why I'm so adamant about helping others. Maybe the reason I'm so adamant about sharing other people's art and having people on this podcast and posting pictures of other folks and telling people to go follow these other artists is because I never had that. I still don't really have that. I would say out of all the people that I share stuff for, I would say probably about 10% return the favor. It's so little that when it happens, I'm surprised as fuck. And I'm great. Again, I'm grateful for that too, and I'm not complaining. It's just facts. These are the facts. These are the facts in my head. These are facts that I've been dealing with, especially since 2020. And that's a whole nother argument that we can get into about COVID and what it did to the country and what it did to everything. And before COVID, I was making $150,000 a year, no problems, zero issues, and then the government comes in and tells me that I can no longer work. And I don't think I've ever recovered. I still don't think I've recovered from that. I had a really nice apartment then, and I was, I could go, I had toys, and I could go on vacations, and I played poker a lot. I could do whatever I wanted to do. And now I'm here, 4 years later, struggling. And I know everybody's struggling, but it's just hard. It's hard, and I'm tired, and, I can see why artists slip off into depression, and I can see why some artists take their lives. And And it's a sad, sad deal, and I don't want to be that. I mean, I know I'll never get back to that point in my life again after what I've overcome, so I'm not too stressed about that. It's like I can see how it happened. I can see why someone who seems on top of the world ends up taking their own life because of this industry. And it's sad, and I'm sorry about that, and it's just a tough deal. It's hard. So that's where I'm at. I basically wanted to come on here and have a talk with you guys just on a one-on-one episode. It won't be too long. I don't know how long I've been going. 15 minutes. So I don't know if there's anything else to talk about other than that. I have Tanner Sparks going to come in the studio next week. I'm looking forward to that. I am slowing way down on the interviews. I was doing them all the time. I'm thinking about maybe shutting this version of the podcast down, starting a different podcast it's got a more direct topic. I don't know. My brain is everywhere. You let me know what y'all think. Do you like the show? Should I keep it going? I am going to have to eventually invest some more money in some better cameras and that sort of stuff. But I'm looking at my life and I'm looking at everything I'm doing and I'm asking myself what's really adding value. And, I know that this podcast adds value, but how much value does it add? It hasn't really gotten me more followers. It hasn't got me more listeners. I mean, it's definitely got me the respect of a lot of artists, which is really cool. That's opened up some networks. But how many shows did I not book because of this podcast? It's a crazy thing to think about. And so, I know that one of my flaws, my biggest flaw, a flaw that I've had my entire life, is I can't keep my fucking mouth shut. It's been a flaw as long as I've been alive, and it's gotten me a lot of good things, but it's also had a lot of negative too, and I'm trying to figure that part out as well. I'm just trying to figure out a lot of stuff. What I do know is that I'm a much better human being now than what I was 5 years ago. I know 5 years ago I was a cheater and I was a drinker and I was doing drugs and I was gambling a lot and partying a lot and making bad decisions, just doing stupid shit. And then since all of this happened, since I started really chasing this original dream, I cut all that shit out and I'm a much better human being than what I was 5 years ago. I'm more focused. I got my priorities more in order. Maybe that's an age thing. Maybe it's not because of what I've been doing. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm in a better place. I'm at peace. I don't have anxiety. I'm not worried about who's going to catch me in a lie. I'm not worried about losing money and not having enough money. Now it's just because I don't make enough money. It's not because I lost it on a fucking poker table. And so, and I think that's one of the things that hurts the most when you have one of these issues pop up where people come at you online, because how much you've grown and these people don't see it, and it's really tough to deal with. And I can also see how social media has such a strong ability to give you mental health issues too, and I think we need less of it. I think I know that's counterintuitive to me building my brand, but one rule that I put in place, what I do is I check my social media and then I set an alarm on my watch for 1 hour, and I will not pick up my phone for 1 hour unless it's a text message or an email or something like that. But I won't get back on social media for 1 hour, and I do that routinely throughout the whole day. And it's and it's hard. It just shows how addicted I am. I'm addicted. And I think we all are. We're addicted to that dopamine hit. There's a reason why they give you those dumb fuck notifications that have nothing to do with you. It's because every time you have that little red notification, you get a dopamine hit straight to the fucking brain. You're like, give it to me. Give it fucking to me. And so that's why you just look over in public and you just see people just fucking I don't know what they call it, just scrolling and not even paying attention to what they're doing or driving. Like, people can't even go, like, they get a red light. The first thing they do is pick up their phone to check their messages or check their social media. I see it all the time. And I just don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I don't want to focus on my phone and miss out on what's really happening in the world around me. And so one thing I did that is now I don't check my phone for an hour. And it's I'm still in the anxiety phase of it. Like I'm still in the I need that fucking fix phase. And so I'm 10 minutes in, 20 minutes in, I'm wanting to pick up my phone, I want to look at it, but I won't do it. And so, even if I'd go, even if that hours I'm on the shitter, I just won't look at my phone. Well, what do? Well, I think about stuff. Maybe that's what we should be doing. Maybe we should be on these things less and be thinking about stuff more. Maybe what we should do is we should go on the shitter instead of getting our phone and playing Monopoly Go or checking your Facebook or any of that stuff. Maybe you should be thinking. Maybe you should take that time to reflect about your day. Maybe you should take that time to reflect about what you got going on. And then maybe you wouldn't have so much fucking anxiety. Because I know that's a big deal right now is everybody's got anxiety. I'm just... Like, fuck, put down your phone. Turn off the news. You don't need to be, if you're watching news for more than 20 minutes a day, then you're getting just inundated with horse shit. You're getting inundated with whatever fucking people are paying you to get inundated with at that moment. It could be pharmaceutical drugs. It could be, Trump this, Trump that. Could be Biden this, could be Biden that. It could be anything. But you're just getting, and then you're making up these things in your head and you're becoming a person that is not actually a person of your environment, which is what we're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be becoming a person in your environment. And that's not what we're doing. We're becoming the person that this thing is telling us to. Same thing with social media. That's another thing that just frustrates the fuck out of me is that you guys tell me, not you guys, society, algorithms, tell me that I have to post a certain amount of times on these social media platforms. But then y'all freak the fuck out when I push something out y'all disagree with. Like, remember the Jack Nicholson, like, you want me to protect this wall, but then you want to question everything I do to protect this wall. It's kind of the same, not the same thing because that's like military shit and this doesn't really matter. But that's the way it is. It's like I'm supposed to put out all this content, but then you're going to question the content I put out. It's fucking crazy. It's a crazy world we live in, and I don't know how to fix it other than just do my part. And one of my parts is to put this fucking thing down. Put it down, check it once an hour, and then once I get really good at the hour thing, I'm going to move it to 2 hours and then maybe 3 hours. I know that I have been posting every 3 hours on social media, but that's all programmed. It's all pre-programmed to do it on Mondays, but that's going to stop too. Part of that hour is I look at the hour, and if I want to post something, when I go check my notification, if I want to post something, then I will. I already have it stored. If not, then I won't. It's that simple. Another decision I've made is I'm not leaving TikTok. I'll be on TikTok. I still get I like to go live on there sometimes, but I'm not posting any more videos to TikTok. Like that's not my demographic. It's not my fucking people. And I'm tired of it. I posted the other day of me responsibly shooting a firearm, legally and responsibly shooting a firearm, and they took it down. And then one of my posts had hashtag podcasts in it, and they took it down because they didn't take it down. They took the hashtag off. Well, if I can't promote my fucking podcast on there, then what's the point of even being on there? And not only that, like I don't want to compete with these dumb fucks that are sitting on there and just doing what is this shit when you're like, oh, thanks for the rose. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what that shit is. And I don't know why people watch it. And I don't know how those people are making fucking money. But I'm not going to compete with that shit because it's just, you're not offering society anything. Like, nothing. That's where I'm at. That's what's going on. So TikTok, I'm gone. I'm done with. I'm going to focus just on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, which is where that's where most of my people are anyway. I'm not trying to be famous. I don't want to, the goal is not to sell out, amphitheaters. I mean, or theaters. It would be cool to do that, or sell out stadiums. It'd be cool if that happens, but if that's your goal, you're going to drive yourself fucking crazy because only a certain percentage of people ever get to that point. My goal is just to be able to roll into any city in Texas, sell 100 tickets. That's my goal. And I don't think that's a hard goal, but I think that me playing music full time is counterintuitive to reaching that goal. And I know that sounds strange because a lot of you road dogs are out there. Y'all been fucking killing it. I just think in this day and age, you don't have to be out there touring full time and 50% of the shows playing just for the money and it not mattering. And that's what I want to eliminate. And so I want, I'm 45, I'm getting older. I want I want the majority of my day to matter. I don't want to just be doing stuff just because it's stuff I have to do to be relevant. That's just a fucking terrible way to live. Relevant for who? Like, I don't know. It's just I'm in a weird spot, but I know that I've made this decision and I'm excited about it, and I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to make it a reality. And who knows what'll happen? Maybe I'll release this next album and it takes off and I get to go on tour full time. I don't know. But what I do know is that I cannot continue to be putting out the output that I'm putting out and playing the shows that I'm playing and writing the songs that I'm writing and recording the songs that I'm recording and releasing the songs I'm releasing if there's no money coming in from it. I can't continue to do that. And playing a cover show that makes $300 to $500, yeah, it's easy money, but it's not adding any value to my brand. And that's the rub. And then somebody recently posted, well, don't worry so much about the crowd, just worry about making a fan every time you take a stage. But man, like, fuck, what's that fan? What is that time worth? What is that effort worth, man? Some of these shows I play, I just look out at the audience and I'm like, it doesn't matter what I do. Like, I could pull my cock out and no one's even gonna fucking notice. And so those are the ones that I just get up there and sing about bullshit and change the words to songs and have a good time myself, but it doesn't add any value to my life. And other than the money, the money's good and I'm not complaining about it. I'm gonna hate not playing some of these venues, but it's just gotta happen. I'm just at that point in life where it's gotta happen. And I don't look at myself as a failure. I don't look at myself as giving up. I don't look at myself as I got beat by the industry. I just don't look at it like that because I've done more than a lot of people. I've played my guitar in multiple states in this country, and I've seen a lot of this country because of my guitar, and I've met people that I would not normally get to meet if I was just a normal standard person that's just going through life. And I've gotten to have so many great experiences and meet so many people and hear their stories and I've lost fans that are super close, and I've just so many beautiful things has happened to me because of music. But also, and I have this tattoo on my arm and it's all my demons, and a lot of it's music, because everything good that's ever happened to me is because of music. But also everything bad that's ever happened to me is because of music. And so it's just crazy. It's a weird spot to be in. So I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys and be candid about it, like I've always said I would be. I'm not complaining, and I'm not sad, and I'm not wanting someone to feel sorry for me, and I'm not looking for somebody to come back a dump truck of money up. And because that let's talk about that for a second. Like, I've been given money. I've been given substantial amounts of money to do things. And when you get that money, you're like, all right, and you start doing things, but that money runs out so fast. And when it's out, you're back to square one. And then you have to hustle that money up again. And that, in fact, I don't like asking for money. It stresses me out. It stresses me out to ask for money. I know some people in this industry have no fucking shame and they have no problem just asking for money. I just don't have that gene in me. It's very, very difficult for me to ask for money. So when somebody comes in and offers me money, then awesome. But I'm probably not going to ask for more. And if I do, it's taken everything out of me to do it. And I'm not going to do it more than once. I'm not going to chase somebody down for money, and I'm not going to beg them. And it's just not the way I'm wired. You know what I mean? I need to earn it. And so, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pay my own way, and I'm going to go and I'm just going to get me a job, and we're going to figure this shit out, and we're going to have fun doing it. And hopefully it's a job that's super flexible. That would be, in a perfect world, imagine that. Me get a sales job, making $100,000 a year where I only had to work, Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I can be on the road. That'd be awesome, dude. So awesome. But I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what's happening. And it could be that this is all going to blow up my face. I'm going to be right back playing 3-hour shows, and I'll be doing this till the day I die. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is I don't want to keep doing what I'm doing at the level I'm doing it. That's what I know. And don't feel sorry for me. It's good. It's a good change. And I'm looking forward to it. And one of the main reasons why I decided to make the thing is we used to go on this mountain climbing trip every year, and I did it every year, and then 2021 I didn't do it because I got super busy. In 2022 I didn't do it because I was super busy. In 2023 I didn't do it because I was super busy. And this year I said I'm going, and now I just had to cancel it because I don't have the money to go. I have the money to go. I can go. I can afford to go, but then I'm going to be really, really stressed out about making my rent. I'm going to be really stressed out about paying bills. So it makes way more sense to cancel the show and pick up some work. And so I canceled that show or I canceled that trip. And I'm bummed about it. I'm super fucking bummed because it's my reset trip. It's a guy's trip, and it's just us and no power, and we don't bathe for a week. And it's just a really cool, fun thing to do. And I'm sad that I can't do it this year. Maybe next year. I know I'm going to Gulf Shores, Alabama the second week of July, and that's part of the reason why I canceled it too, because, me going to watch my kid play in the Little League World Series is way more of a priority than me going to a mountain. But I just wish I could do both. I mean, I'm 45 years old. Why can't I do both? It's terrible. It's fucking terrible. And I'm tired of it. And that's where I'm at. And so I really want to thank all of my fans for sticking with me, and, for all the protection against the trolls. I don't know if I'm going to continue to put up the output that I have been on social media. I don't know. I just don't know what that's going to look like yet. And so, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. You can still message me. I still answer every message that comes through my social media. I'll still play on some festivals, and when I'm there, I'll still be the same Jeff Canada. The guy that gets out there and plays around with the fans and has a good time and hangs out with all the other bands. I'm still going to be the same dude. I just have to, I just got to find another way to make money. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun challenge. So if you hear this and you have somebody and you own your own company and you need a sales guy and you want to take a chance on an old country boy, let me know. I'd love to have the chance to show you what I can do. I'm pretty good at it, at figuring things out. I'm pretty smart. Not much. I'm not trying to be cocky or nothing, but I can figure out most things. I've got a lot of experience in the oil field, although that was 18 years ago. I don't really have a resume because I've just been playing music for 18 years, and maybe that'll hurt me, maybe it'll help me, who knows. We're just going to figure it out. So anyway, I just want to get on here and have a quick little solo Jeff Canada episode, and I'll get this uploaded and out there to you guys. And thank you guys for sticking with me, and thank you guys for watching, and tell your friends about the podcast, and maybe if we can get this viewership up, maybe I get some sponsors, and who knows? Maybe this is what I can do for a living. I don't know. But it's all unsure. But what is for sure is that my mind's made up, and I'm going to do it. And looking forward to it. So you guys have a great rest of your week. And as always, don't be a butthole. See y'all later.